Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do an unboxing of one of the most phenomenal cards or deck of tarot cards that I have ever seen in my life. This is called The Lost Tarot of Nastradamus by John Matthews and Will Kinghen. So I thought we would start by just reading a little bit of the book and seeing what the cards look like. So this is the book. It says The Lost Tarot of Nastradamus. And I wanted to read the preface. It says, The Lost Tarot of Nostradamus brings together two powerful and original threads of predictions that have never before been connected. The visionary and the prophetic writings of the 16th century seer Nastradamus and the ancient explorer and the ancient system of fortune telling known as the tarot. In the pages that follow, we will explore the astonishing story of the long-lasting book containing a set of visual keys to Nostradamus' prophecies. The parallels between these images and the landscape of the tarot, and the way we recreated this important lost card deck using the seer's own words and images. This has been a truly collaborative effort. John has been the primary author, while Will, as illustrator, has created the cards and the written sections, reinterpreting the images. To explain his approach to the technique, we are particularly pleased that the Catlin has provided new translations of the original quadrants, 4 lines verses which Nostradamus used almost exclusively to record his prophecies. From Nostradamus' own writings as couplets for each cards, and written the sections translating to the quadrants, explaining the particular challenges of the work. Both these sections are written in the first person. For both of us, this work presents us with a challenge to which we rose with pleasure. We consistently felt we were working with a third person, the shade of the great seer himself. During the long hours of meditation, discussion, and creativity, we often felt we were being watched over, our hands and thoughts guided and assembled this astonishing and powerful set of images into the form of it was ways meant to have. We hope we have succeeded, and the Nostradamus himself would be proud of the finished work, which continues what he began almost 5 centuries ago. So basically, guys, this book is about Nostradamus's tarot and what his life journey as a seer and how he used cards would be interpreted as. And then it goes into some history. As you see, it says the seer from the south. It gives you the life of Nostradamus, how the man worked, how the centuries were received. So it just gives you a bunch of different aspects to Nostradamus and his prophecies and how they were interpreted, or how you can interpret them through cards. So yeah, so these are broken up into sun, star, sphere, and moon. So it's sun, star, sphere, and moon for this one. We'll just do a quick reading of these. Aren't these just so beautiful? So first of all, this is what the back of it looks like. And it looks like it's the phases of the moon going around in a cycle. That's exactly what it looks like. And this one is the 8 of spheres. So I'll actually read that real quick and see what it says. They even have something in here that says astrologer of spear. I think that is so dope. However, that's really not what we're looking for. Actually, it is. So astrologer is number 7, but astronomer is number 8. That's not what I'm looking for either. Says 7 of spheres, coblet from the original quadrant, 541. So it means born under the subjunction of shadow, he will reign supreme with his sovereign kindness. This one says, under the influence of Saturn, the bringer of knowledge, a lone scholar sits sunk deep in thought. The fact that he is partly naked shows that he has put aside worldly pursuits in order to contemplate the infinite wisdom accessible to all but sought by few. His left hand is pressed to his ear, showing that he is shutting out the distractions of the world and listening to his inner voice, while his right is raised in the typical gesture of blessing. He will not retain the wisdom he acquired for himself alone, but instead will share it with the world. Wow, powerful. So, like I said, these are one of the best decks I've ever seen because it gives you a totally different spin than the normal traditional cards. So this is what they would consider insight completely into what Nostradamus and his prophecies were thinking about. Has anyone ever read any of his books? I've read a phenomenal book by Dolores Cannon on Nostradamus, and it was just phenomenal. It's kind of like the first time I truly found out about him and what he was capable of doing. I was studying Dolores Cannon, and she referenced him in one of her books, and I just thought, ooh, how fascinating. So if you guys get a chance to look up Dolores Cannon, she passed away a few years ago, but she is one of the most powerful writers I've ever met, or listened to, I should say. All right, let's see if we can just pull out a few of these here just for today. What do you have for me? Oh, something. Do you love me? So this one is the Hermit, and that correlates to staying in the house, Virgo, being in your stuff. Then we also have the 8 of Sun. So let's do a read real quick of these two and just kind of see what they refer to. So this is actually interesting. It says suit of stars is swords. The suit of the sun is wands. Suit of the moons is cups, and suit of spheres is pentacles. That is so amazing. So normally when it's wands, swords, cups, and pentacles, these are different. And I think that these resonate with me a little bit more simply because I'm into the star, sun, and moon and sphere. I do have another deck that is earth, air, fire, and water. I simply love them. But let's keep moving. We want to find the Hermit, and we want to read a section of that so that we can kind of get an understanding. There it is right there, the Hermit. So it says, when you see the Hermit, we probably imagine the essential idea of a person who dwells in solitary isolation, contemplating the events of the world or of their life, and seeking a resolution to it all. And it is this aspect of the archetype that is represented in Nostradamus illustrations. However, the Hermit of the Tarot is no ordinary character, as his alternative name of the Old Man and the Devourer of things indicated. In fact, the earliest tarot images identify him with the figure of time, or some Roman god, Saturn, who preceded him. This completely changes the seemingly benign figure of the Hermit into a far more serious proposition, since time is generally seen as the great enemy of humanity, the one who rolls up life and in the end takes it away. He is a figure demanding our attention behind him. It's possible that his figure hides another of the cardinal virtues mentioned for the Justice card. Here it is Prudence, whose availability to take a more considered account of events enables her to temper the passage of time to a degree. Of Prudence includes a mirror in which she is able to observe the serpent that accompanies her. This probably refers to the idea of the serpent observers from Gnostic belief, which is shown with its tail in the mouth and signifies the endless cyclicity of time. A prudent act was one that took into account the past and the future as well as the present, enabling the seeker to reach a balance of state of being. The Hermit, therefore, is one who contemplates the passage of events in order to find a true meaning. The mirror of Prudence becomes the speculation of the Hermit. This balanced contemplation of the passage of time also suggests prophecy, so we may imagine that the Hermit is something of a self-portrait of Nostradamus. Well, would you look at that? Interpretations. The Hermit card is a card that suggests not only a deep contemplation of events, but also the acknowledgement of the passage of time and the way this impacts upon the issues under consideration. Such acknowledgments allow the seeker to be detached from the issues, enabling a clear view of the circumstance that have brought the problem into being. Sometimes the card in a reading suggests the presence of a teacher, a guide who shows us how to reach a point of stillness that enables us to see more clearly what actions to take. For example, for this reason, the Hermit is also seen as representing transition, self-awareness, the acknowledgement of a real place we have reached in our journey through life. Also, almost always trigger a change from the moment the pendulum swings. the pendulum swings reaches a point of rest. The only thing that can follow is motion. Thus, this card suggests movement anyway. Wait, I'm sorry, guys. Thus, this card suggests movement away from status and triumph, return to a path abandoned. A deepening of awareness of the goals of life. To reach this, we may have to enter into a period of withdrawal, but it is important to keep a finger on the pulse of life in case we become caught in the circle of time or lose our way. This is the darker side of the card, which, when it appears reversed, indicates that we love our own company too much and are becoming isolated from reality. And that's the Hermit. Upright, a seeker after truth, time, honesty, prudent awareness, caution, prophecy, detachment, freedom of action, maturity. Reverse, isolation, blindness, opposition, imprudence, immaturity. So, yeah. And then the Eight of Sun. So, like I was saying, this is like one of the most inspiring decks that I've come across, and I just wanted to share that with you all. So this one says, peace will spread over the people earth. There will be travel by sky, earth, sea, and wave. This one says, given the presence of Mercury, winged messenger of the gods, the couplet we choose for this card is Nastradamus. Wonderful predictions that in a time of peace, people will travel through the air. There are several such references in the century, suggesting that the seer had a glimpse of a future in which aircraft plied the skies, just as huge ships sailed the ocean and monetized vehicles sped across the earth. The imagery shows a winged angel with a trumpet, with which he will announce these great events yet to be. Let's see what that one is. This one, so this represents Mercury the messenger. After the struggle comes the respite, the satisfaction of the job well done. Time to rest and reflect. Despite its Mercurial association, this card has always had a sense of going to the countryside for refreshments. Some commentators suggest this is a card of falling in love. And this works well with the idea of taking time out to rest and review directions of your life. At such times, we have a chance to notice the person who is special to us. Events may move quickly, and the completion of contracts is implied. Perhaps it is the purchase of a house. Reverse, you may find yourself plagued by disputes, jealousy, and a feeling of regret for opportunities lost. So, that was the Eight of Suns, guys. So, basically, this gives us a fresh insight to Nastradamus, his thought process, his patterns, and how he would give us tarot inspiration in the 20th century. So, this one is the Five of Moons. This one's so cool. Look at that. So, let's read this one real quick. This one says, they will offer themselves to Luna within the quince, where they will be taken a place in a strange land. The strange figure studying his book suggests the need to examine the past in order to understand the present and its influence on the future. The tree on the left hand page symbolizes a family tree, which may offer hope to the present member of the family through consideration of past events.
He texted you back.
These can often hold deep meaning and bring healing to those now living. The scrolls that confront the underpin, the figure indicates a list of factors which, through outward burdensome, may yet reveal deeper significance with studied. Okay? So, it's a lot going on here with the Hermit card. Some of us are actually going into our higher calling, and that's nice. All right, let's see what we have. Yep. So we've got the 9 of Moons. This one is I think this is 13. This is Prophetess. Initiate. So yeah. This one says Astrologer Sphere. So dope. Look at that. These are actually really, really beautifully displayed too for an older, modern kind of look at the cards, the illustrations. So I kind of like that, guys. It's just some more, and so these are just really beautifully arted. And like I said, I really love the Sun Moon Sphere. This is the Lover's card. Look at that. So these are just the Hierophant. These are just so cute. Justice card. This is the Chariot. Some more from the Moon. So the Moon means cups. Spheres is pentacles. Oh, look at the Hangman, guys. So there's a snake, the moon, and look at this Athame right at his head. Fortitude. That's a new one. I've never seen that. I actually want to read that one and see what it says, simply because I have not seen a Fortitude yet. A Fortitude of cards. Okay. All right. So not the Hangman. Fortitude right there. Fortitude, also known as the Strength, is the second of the cardinal virtues presented within the major arcana. Okay. So this represents, Fortitude represents the Strength card. Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, Fortitude is also known as the Strength, is the second of the cardinal virtues presented within the major arcana. Originally, it probably represents the figure of the Greek hero Hercules, struggling with the Nemean lion, one of his 12 major labors, which has been identified with the signs of the zodiac. Another powerful contender is the biblical Samson, suggested by the imagery of broken pillars in certain older tarot decks. Later, this morphed into a female figure, perhaps a nymph, serene, who Apollo observed wrestling with a lion, and who took a shine to her as a result. Some have seen this as a taming of male energies by a feminine, or a dark rage of the unconscious mind by the clear element of consciousness, intentions. For the strength acknowledged by the imagery is not just that of the physical realm. It represents strength of feelings, strength of characters, even possibly moral strength. The Nastradamus image we choose for this card breaks with tradition, showing a horse with a suckle moon above it. The horse has long been associated with strength and endurance, and the presence of the moon adds a subtle emotion aspect to the representation. Yes, we agree. So yes, guys, I hope that you guys like this deck. Like I said, this is one of the most amazing decks I have ever came across, and I just wanted to kind of do like an unboxing real quick, read a little bit from it in case you guys wanted to get this deck yourself. I highly recommend it. I got this deck for I think like $9 at my local crystal shop. It was $9, but if you order it online, it's $15.95. I think they have this on Amazon as well. And it comes in this little cute box, and you split the cards up because the cards are super thick. These are not going to be like those little simple cards. There's 78 full colored cards in here, and there is a 160-page illustrated book. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys. The Lost Tarot of Nostradamus by John Matthews and Will Kinghan. Simply amazing. Okay, guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Thank you.